Alright guys, I'm going to take a short video here for YouTube. So I want to show a video on how I repair my LT15 start. The ducks are enjoying themselves today. But I just want to show you guys this. I have to do a bearing repair on the idle side of the LT15 start. I've cut about 5,000 to 6,000 board foot of lumber with this so far. I don't have an exact calculation. I just know I love cutting wood, so it doesn't really matter. But I know from the last couple jobs I've done at least over 2,000 board foot on the 2 jobs that I've done last since I've been working with this mill. So I just want to share this repair. I also have another repair I have to do, and I'm going to show you that right now. So this is my Wood-Mizer LT15 start. This is a 2022 model. I bought this brand new, and this is where the pulley sits right here. The idle pulley sits right here, and it's held on with this bolt, lock washer and washer, and then this shaft is where the 2 bearings run. Okay, so basically what was happening is the outside bearing was okay, the inside bearing was shot. But the more I play with this outside one, the more I can hear some things going on. The problem is it's made in China, so they're cheap bearings, they don't last, and there's some other things that I just have understood about this. The other issue I have is my blade guard is up here. The weld broke on my blade guard right here. So, I don't know, focus, right there. You can see that the weld actually held, but the blade guard itself actually rotted away right from the top. Just do this. So you can see where it almost looks like it didn't stick. So we got to fix that too, but I'm going to do this in real time. I'm not going to show this in real time. Take you guys up here to the garage, and then we're going to put the new bearings in the new pulley to see how this works. So I'll just give you guys a little heads up on that. So let's go up to the garage. So here's the bearing that's bad. This is the bearing right here. It's a, sorry about the lighting, but it's a Pier, it's a 6305 RLD. This bearing, I don't know if you can hear it, is shot, and the seal is obviously coming off of it here. So this is the one that was in the front, so I know that this one's okay, so I may just save this one just in case I have another one blow out. But you can obviously see that the grease is coming off of it. So what I'm going to do is, I got the snap ring off already, so I actually used the needle nose pliers. I got the needle nose pliers and pulled this out of here. There's a nice groove on the inside here where that sits. So what I'm going to actually do is, there's a little bit of rust on the inside here where the bearing was actually against it. So I'm actually going to put a little bit of cleaner on the inside here. This is a lubricant. I don't really care too much. I just want to get most of the dirt out of there. I mean, you can see it's pretty dirty. So I'm going to clean this out of here. Make sure my surface is nice and clean. There's a little bit of rust on the surface there, but I'm going to clean this up. This is just my temporary workbench for right now. So what I'm going to do is, it's all nice and clean in there. So I got these new bearings. These are FAG. They're FAG bearings. These are 6305C2HRS. From what I understand, these have double rubber seals, so they're actually better. Now, they're made in Vietnam, but these actually look like a decent bearing. So I'm going to try these out. I'll just show you guys. This thing is packaged away in here pretty tight. Oh my. Okay. So you guys can see numbers on there. These are nice and smooth. So what I'm going to do is just make sure that this is nice and clean. Okay. Maybe I'll grab a wood block. This will work. Guess I should have used a little cleaner block, but that's okay. Oh, look at that. All right, now what I want to do is I want to seat that down in there a little bit tighter. So this is a little bit small. Do I have, let me look here. That won't work because it's too small. You know what I can do? I can get the other bearing. I can set that on top. And it should seat in there too. Open this one up. Okay. Very interesting how these bearings, some of them look way better than the other. The other ones that are on here, they're kind of chintzy and thin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the camera here, and then I'm going to show you guys the actual numbers that are on this bearing. Okay, I don't know if you guys could see this, but it should be right up here. It says 6305C 2HRS-C3 Vietnam 0358 and W1 801715 is what is at the top on this actual bearing. There's also some other lettering on there, but you guys can see that. So both sides of the bearing, 1331 on that side, 1319 on that side. I don't know what the difference is on here, but these are definitely nice bearings. So let's see if we can get this thing on here then. I'm going to sit this thing on here like this. Let's see if I can drive this one in now. Going right in. Now, I'm not using a metal hammer. I'm using a mallet with two plastic ends. One's softer and one's harder, but I don't want to damage these bearings at all. So I just want to kind of get these things in here. Okay. Now, because this one's junk, I'm going to use this bearing. I'm going to use this one to drive this other one and seat it in, since it's the same size. Okay, and on this bearing, so I can see that there's the spot where the seat clip goes in there, the spring clip. So what I'm going to do is seat it down all the way, get it in there. Now I will tell you, when I took these bearings out, I literally didn't have to do anything to get it out. I just flipped this whole pulley over like this. And since the old bearings were shot, guess what I did? I just took a hammer and I smacked them straight out the other side because they were junk. They were shot. So, especially that one there in the front. I didn't really care about that one. But so now that bearing's pretty much seated in there. I think you guys can see. Here, I'll get you guys down there so you can see it. See if I can get this out of here without. Whoa. So you guys can now see that is seated down in there the whole way around. I don't know why my camera's not focusing. Probably my lighting. I'm new to this. So you can see that clip will fit right in there. Okay. So let's see if I can get this clip in here without destroying anything. Put you guys back up on the stand here. I'm going to actually lower you guys. So what I'm going to do is, I wanted to use a spring clip remover and I don't have one, so I got pliers here. These actually worked really well. Look at that. That just like fell in there. Good. And I want to make sure that it's all the way down in, which I don't know if it is or not. It almost looks like. I think it is all the way in there. I think it is because I can't see the outer edge of the spring clip. Of course, now I want to really actually check it. I think it's in. I think it's in all the way. It sure looks like it. Yeah, it's loose. I can actually see it's loose. So, good. Okay. Then what I'm actually going to do is down on the mill, I'm going to put some grease on the shaft. I got to clean up the shaft down there, and then we'll slide this on there. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do is this is a 1/2-inch bolt. So actually it's pretty loose to begin with. I'm going to take this out of here. I have you guys zoomed in a little bit so you can see this. What I'm going to do is take this bolt out. I always put stuff back where it belongs right away because I don't want it to get missing. I'm going to take this cleaner. This is penetrating oil, but I just want to get most of the dirt off of the surface. You know what? I wonder if it would help. Maybe not. I'm going to get most of this dirt off of the surface here. Doing this in real time so you guys can see how long it actually takes. It didn't take me long to get the pulley off either. I put a real puller on it and pulled the thing right off. That's coming right off of there. I'm not using an abrasive scratch brake pad. I'm using one that will basically just kind of polish the surface just so that it cleans it off. So I'm going to put a dab of grease on there and then it should slide on there. But it looks like that rear bearing has been going bad for a while because the rust ring around there is not very pretty. It looks really good from this side. Let's clean that off a little bit more. I want it to be a nice slippery surface to go on there because it's just held in with that bolt. I'm trying not to get too much dirt on it. Looks pretty nice and clean. What I'm going to do is give it one final wipe here. Get all the dirt off. I'm going to use a little dab of grease on here. I don't want... maybe I'll use the first dab if there wasn't all kinds of sawdust in it. I'm just going to coat this whole thing with a light coating of grease. You can use anti-seize or anything like that. The grease should stay in there though. It's a pretty tight surface. So what I'm going to do now is grab the pulley and see if I can get it on there right away. And that little bit of grease on my fingers, I'm going to shove that in there too. Let's see how easy it goes in there. That went on really easy. Look at that. It just pretty much fell on there. All right. Now we won't have any crazy noises. Now, this bolt just goes right on here, just like this. There was no Loctite on it. There's no nothing. It's just a lock washer. I'm going to tighten this down. I should be using a shallow socket over a deep well, but no noise. That's just amazing. Yeah, that whole clip and everything, that just sits in there real nicely. That gets on there nice and tight. I don't know, I should look at the manual and see the instructions, but putting that 1/2 inch bolt in, I didn't want to use anything but a 3/8 inch ratchet because you could really over tighten it and you could just twist the head off. This is not a hardened bolt. It's only, if it was a grade 8, I would go crazy on it, but this thing, that looks pretty good to me. So now I just put the belt back on there. And there is a wrong way to put this on. You want the side with the clip facing out. You don't want the clip on the back side. Now these are newer belts too. I just replaced these not too long ago. And there you go. All done. Clean up the stuff, but thanks you guys for watching. Have a good day.